If you're dealing with a difficult spouse, you might have to do a lot more pre-work to get them to a couples therapist, to get them to a mediator, to get them to a more collaboratively minded attorney, so you don't have to have a divorce war. Welcome back to Getting Divorced Without Losing Your Mind. I'm Corey Shapiro. The goal of this podcast is to come to you way before you need a divorce attorney, way before you have any divorce meltdowns, way before you're activated. I want to come to you before things hit the fan to save you time, money, emotion, energy. That's the point of this podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how ideas that we don't question influence how divorces turn out for the negative. I've been thinking about this I'm a divorce attorney almost 25 years. And the whole system is started out with plaintiff against defendant. So it'd be your spouse against. That's what it says in the legal caption. It's plaintiff starts a case against defendant. So it starts off adversarial. Right? How is that helpful for a family? Now, some states like New York, we moved into an uncontested divorce. An uncontested divorce is generally where there's no issues. Generally, I see no children. So basically no issues. They just want to get divorced. They have a joint uncontested filing. And instead of saying the word against, it would say plaintiff or spouse and spouse, which is better, right? Because it's not me against you. It's me and you. But here's the third one, which I don't see. Actually, it might be in the estate world, but I don't see it in the divorce world. And what I was thinking is, why don't we call it in the matter of X family? In the matter of X family, for all cases, for divorces that are outside of court, in the matter of X family. And when you go to court, it's in the matter of X family. And I'll tell you why I think this is important. It just changed your whole thinking when you realize that what you do in this divorce and how you act when you're activated or meltdown or whatever you do is influencing the family. It's not just influencing the other side. It's influencing you. It's influencing your children. You know, I'm doing this podcast. I became a divorce lawyer because when I was 8 years old, my mom had a divorce meltdown and she left our family when I was not ready to comprehend what that really meant. And that was a lot of shame and a lot of pain. It took a lot of years to process what that really means. That, you know, she had so many issues. She felt so stressed that she had to take action. Right? So if we can think of a divorce as a family unit, a family system, I think it would change the whole way we think about divorce. Now, you might say, well, what happens if my spouse is being an animal, it's being difficult, being a sociopath? You know, this is not going to be an easy divorce, Corey. Well, here's my response to you. You might not like the response, but I'm going to give it to you. You're going to have to lead. You're going to have to lead. I'm a small business owner. When I started out developing people, I was more of a micromanager because I knew how things should be. And they weren't doing it the way I did. And then I got sharp. I wasn't always nice. I didn't come from the best side of myself. And then I did a lot of training on leadership. And the leadership training says, it's your fault if things go wrong. It doesn't matter what they do. It's your fault. You're the leader. You're the business owner. It's not their problem. It's your problem. And that really changed my thinking. How to make things so clear for someone to get it. Because what's clear in my head, and after doing it for maybe 10 or 15 years at the time, is not clear to someone who's never done it before. It's a very different mindset. It's a beginner's mindset. And if I can't explain it to a beginner, then I'm doing a bad job as a leader. So if you're dealing with a difficult spouse, and here's the key, you might have to do a lot more pre-work to get them to a couples therapist, to get them to a mediator, to get them to a more collaboratively minded attorney. So you don't have to have a divorce war. Now, this is not going to work all the time. There's going to be some people who are just not going to get it. But most people, if you can give them a little bit more of a roadmap, a runway, They're going to get with the system. So here's what I've seen as a couple of examples to how to do this. Let's say, because we always talk about money and children, let's focus on children today. You're the primary parent. That's the way it's always been. That's what you want. But the other side's not going to really agree to that. They're going to want 50-50. And that's not going to be something you're okay with because you want the children to have one home, stability, and you can provide that structure and emotional support they need. So if you know all that, then you have to then make the other person feel that they are meaningfully involved with the children. And it doesn't really matter what you call any of these terms. I don't even think it matters. Don't use any of these terms about primary, secondary. It's just we're parents and we want to be meaningfully involved. And then just try to work from there. We both want what's best for our children. We both want to be involved with our children. And, as our children grow up, they're going to do what they want to do, but we have to be our best side of ourselves for them. And let's talk to someone who could help us work out a parenting plan. And don't call it anything. Don't call it I'm the primary. And that could be step one. A couple steps later, if the person's still difficult, I've talked about it before, a gamble could be agreeing to something like 50-50 and seeing how that works. But if that's against you, then you're going to have to talk to probably a child specialist to educate both of you to what's best for the children. I think generally, as it stands now, the younger the children, the more they're going to suggest maybe one home as primary. But as they get older, maybe that changes. Okay, so what's my core message? My core message is you have to be that leader. You're going to have to be restrained and disciplined. You're going to have to use your architect side, your vision thinking, even if the other person's in the operator mode. And this is hard to do, especially if you're grieving. And it takes years to grieve, But we're thinking of the family dynamics. We're thinking about what's best for your kids. And this is the only thing you can do. All right? So my power phrase today or this week, it's not you against them. It's all of you in the matter of this family. So start thinking family systems. Start thinking the whole system, spouse against spouse. That's all messed up. It should be in the matter of this family. And that will really help you, I think, get a much better divorce where your budget is not busted. All right. So I'm here for you. I know you can do this. I believe in you. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. I'm Corey Shapiro. Thanks for listening.
This podcast offers general information only. It cannot replace legal advice. If you need tailored advice, contact an attorney licensed to practice in your area.